makes life simple. It allows you to transfer funds across all bank accounts or mobile money wallets. You can top up airtime and data. You can pay your insurance, TV, utility bills, and so much more with pleasure, anytime, anywhere. Is the convenience for me. In addition, you get a free life insurance cover while you make your payments with Corba. This is more than you expected, I know. Use Corba and enjoy life's little pleasures. Download Corba, which is spelled Korba, on the Play Store or App Store. Or you can access it via the WhatsApp channel, which is 0242 426 186. Or just dial star 365 hash. Corba, our lives simplified.
Well, if owning a new home or buying a second home or buying a land to build your dream home is one of your goals for 2021, then here's some real help from First National Bank, because First National Bank has declared 2021 as the year of home ownership, Yoho 2021, to help make home ownership a reality for many Ghanaians. Yoho 2021 offers a unique opportunity for all resident and non-resident Ghanaians to access First National Bank's suite of home loan offers, get relevant advice on home ownership and guidance to overcome some of the hurdles like documentation, titles, and credit history. Indeed, home ownership provides stability and wealth building opportunities, so you can buy your dream home from our partner developers or choose to complete that project you started years ago. Take advantage of First National Bank's competitive interest rates and our promise to give you a decision on your home loan application in 5 working days, provided all requirements are met. Accept the Yoho 2021 challenge and apply for a home loans facility to ensure you are on the housing ladder by end of 2021. Call First National Bank on 0242 435050 or 0800 770522 or send a mail at ghanahomeloans@firstnationalbank.com.gh for more information. Yoho 2021, moving you from a tenant to a homeowner. First National Bank, how can we help you?
How indeed. Right, so shall we find out what's in the papers this morning?
Okay, I'll start with the Daily Graphic this morning. Sustainable health financing critical. Current arrangements can't meet SDGs. That's according to the President of the Republic of Ghana. More tales of missing babies pop up. Government reduces petroleum taxes from 17 Ghana pesos to 9 Ghana pesos. That's the front page of the Daily Graphic. And on the back page, police hunt for man over wife's death and traders move from Takrady market circle.
Now, the Daily Guide is reporting this morning, I didn't sack Domilevo, he retired. That's on the front page of the Daily Guide. Yes, and for the president, because we did it yesterday, I was confused whether there's a fresh one, a fresh repeat on the same point. Anyway, and Kaswatin, the killers, killers in inverted commas, because we sometimes make people feel guilty before they are pronounced that way. They are 19 and 16, so confirmed ages, now confirmed 19 and 16. So one will be tried as an adult, the other as a minor, and they'll proceed in that particular line. But there's a story here on the front page that you mentioned. Fuel margins reduced to 9 pesos. And if I can go through what has happened quickly, if I can find the actual details, the details suggest that the NPA's margin of 17 has been brought down.
Yeah.
So the various, for example, UPP has been brought down, PDM has been brought down to, the other ones have been sustained. Then the question people are asking is, why can't we just remove almost half of these taxes? Why are we burdening the people with virtually so many taxes? Almost 50% of the current product price is made up of taxes.
Exactly.
Why do we think that we have to squeeze every single tax or money out of the fuel price and not elsewhere? And not, what about this conversation of broadening the tax base that we'll be having for God knows how long, and yet we never get solution?
And it's not just a conversation, it's been a promise.
Yeah.
It's been a manifesto.
In fact, one of the reasons
deliverable.
behind this, from taxation to production, was to make sure that we have a broader tax base. So now we are having, instead of the 6.130, it's 6.05. That's the reduction that's been seen already. And government makes it look like they decided on their own. Let's be fair. COPEC complained. And they called a meeting that let's look at how we can work at this. So it is that meeting that resulted in some of these. COPEC insists, Duncan Amos COPEC, that is consumers grouping, insists that they can reduce it further. And I agree with him that they can reduce it further. Because All of these taxes coming together is dazing Ghanaians. That's why they are asking you to fix the country, starting from the taxes and all the other things. If you reduce them and get people eased up after, and people forget that we are still in pandemic. We have not left the pandemic zone. Even countries that have done almost 60 to 80% of vaccination, I'm not saying they're out of the zone yet. So we cannot be pretending that we are out of the zone and we are doing very well. It's because we are still in the pandemic that people are suffering, people have lost jobs. How do they pay more taxes in these states?
And that's the point. I mean, you cannot be taxing consumption and then turn around to say, I'm going to cushion you.
Yeah.
Because if you're taxing petroleum and people are feeling it, look, you've heard the GPRTU talk about how they'll be increasing transport fares by Thursday, that's tomorrow. Now, how do you expect me, with my fuel consumption going up by 150 Ghana cedis a month, and having to pay more for food in the market, having to pay more for practically everything now, how do you expect me to feel that the country is working well? How do you expect me, how do you expect someone like me seated here, I don't have a child at the university, for you to say, oh, we're cushioning you by, paying a semester fees.
Or even SHS.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The challenge we're faced with is simply this. And I would always quote Professor Noel Tego the last time he was here. Let us not be in a haste. Look, we've been hit by a pandemic. Let our recovery be gradual. Let's just not think that we can recover in a year. No. Let's make that recovery a gradual process. And in doing so, one of the main things we should be focused on this year is about protecting livelihoods. And one of the best ways of protecting livelihoods is not by taxing consumption.
In fact, there have been people who have pushed tax relief as a means of boosting the economy and alleviating the pressure on its citizens. People, when I say people, I mean people who are...
Because you generate productivity with that.
Thank you.
People cannot sack people, they have to keep them on the job.
Yeah, exactly.
So that they can also earn money and come and pay you the taxes that you are supposed to be
Precisely.
paid.
And then they can also spend in the market and boost the economy. These are ideas that we didn't invent. In fact, the people who invented those ideas are currently managing the economic management team, which is taxing the nation.
Yeah.
Yes. So, anyway.
Well, let's move on. The Daily Statesman says state housing boards honored for sterling performance, and fuel prices readjusted downwards after stakeholders meeting. So there was a stakeholders meeting. How about LPG? I mean, that's very important too.
You see, I've been saying that it's unfair that we still have even taxes on LPG.
Yes.
Mindful of its history.
Look.
And that if we are still having taxes on LPG without the taxes went up almost 20% from November of 2020 till somewhere around March. Obviously, the poor cannot buy. And when they are not buying, they resort to the other fuels we didn't want them to use in the first place. So it doesn't make sense in terms of policy. It doesn't make sense in terms of what our neighbors are doing. It doesn't make sense in terms of government's own promise of alleviating poverty.
For me, it defeats the purpose of LPG.
Yeah.
The whole point of even having it, right? Weren't we trying to make sure that those in the lower income brackets can also afford,
That's true.
Safer
Safer
fuel,
Yeah.
right? Safer fuel. So if you then make it so expensive that they can't afford it, what's the point of it?
And this is actually the challenge. Let me just say this briefly. So you know that in November 2020, the consumption was 35 metric tons.
Yeah.
By December 2020, it had reduced to 29,000.
And your policy is to get it to go up.
Exactly, and it's reduced now to 26,000 by February 2021.
Imagine that.
The very thing that you want going up is reducing, and you're increasing it. So this is one thing you want to use in protecting our environment.
Yeah.
And yet it is going down, and we're still taxing it. Anyway, government is committed to free media information minister. We'll talk more about this. It's very important.
Yeah.
Okay, the Chronicle this morning, the Bible verse, Proverbs 30:7-9. 2 things I ask of you, O Lord. Do not refuse me before I die, and keep falsehood and lies far from me. The banner headline, President Akufo-Addo tells CNN, I'm satisfied with my fight against corruption. Other headlines on the front page of the Chronicle.
Come to the scripture again.
2 things I ask of you, O Lord.
Yes.
Do not refuse me before I die.
Right.
Keep falsehood and lies far from me.
keep falsehood and lies far from
That's
you.
the first thing. The second thing is not quoted. And the banner headline is President Akufo-Addo tells CNN, I'm satisfied with my fight against corruption.
Chronicle.
Other stories on the front page of the Chronicle. Government reduces fuel prices after slashing down NPA margins and closed down churches that flout COVID-19 protocols. That's according to Ghana Medical Association. Of course, it's a picture of Christ Embassy's pneumatic night underneath that headline.
Now, I didn't watch that CNN interview. Is that what the president said? That
Yes.
he's satisfied with
Yes,
his
please.
fight against corruption?
Yes, please.
He's satisfied with it.
Yes. Do you have doubts? Anyway,
Is your satisfaction, Mr.
we did it yesterday.
Let's continue.
The Ghanaian Times is
Yes,
reporting this
yes,
morning.
it is.
Okay. The Ghanaian Times is reporting this morning. Attacks, intimidation of journalists. Government sets up complaints office to investigate sanctioned corporates. There's also 70 foreigners arrested in Kaswa after there's a soup that happened. And the Ghanaian Times editor files to contest GJA presidency, and this is a former secretary of the GJA, though, Dave Agbenu. The fuel price is also on the front page of the paper here. That's what's being reported.
Well, the Business and Financial Times Council of State calls for deeper collaboration with Parliament to foster development. CIB talks tough on banking ethics and conduct, promises 10 disciplinary action against flouting members. And government mouths taxing will call services of WhatsApp, Zoom, Facebook et al. And banks not reliable source of SME financing. And combined pineapple glory protecting the legacy. That's a feature by Bright here. You may want to read that. And the principle of taxing mobile money transactions and its unintended consequences. Right.
Okay, my last paper this morning is the New Crusading Guide. Stop burning seized Galamsey machines. Fight can't be based on illegality. That's Occupy Ghana. Coordinated mechanism on journalist safety office opens in Accra. Asante Achim residents expose MC over Galamsey. Adopts the one man, one vote principle. And selecting flag bearer. That's an open letter to NPP leadership. And other political stories on the front page of the New Crusading Guide.
Now, the Ghanaian Times has a story that should be interesting to everybody. There is enough gas for power generation. This is according to Ghana Gas. And why is this important? Because the communications manager of Ghana Gas, NSO Usubempa, is giving the assurance. In fact, they did a news conference in Takrade to tell the people of this republic that they should not listen to untruth about the power outage, saying that this is not doing so. Ghana Gas has nothing to do with what is happening. Now, hold on. Let me tell you where the Ghana Gas story started from, so that we can put this in context. Now, the Ministry of Energy issued a statement on 28th of April 2021, responding to the minority in Parliament, and stated that in the statement, a number of claims were made on a variety of issues. The ministry wishes to put on record the following facts. Intermittent power supply. Since the beginning of the year, there has been intermittent outages in part of the country. Feeder outage has been mentioned here. Gas flow challenges upstream arising from challenges in the WAPCO supply. That's not the only gas problem. Gas compressor faults reported by Ghana Gas. The Ghana Gas people say we can't be blamed for it because we have nothing to do with it. On the other side, the minister says there was a gas compressor fault reported by Ghana Gas. Let's not forget.
WAPCO supply.
Yes, let's not forget. Not long ago, the same ministry had indicated, and the same minister had made a statement that there was a problem with Bui, and that is why, in fact, we're not having supply from Bui. Bui, in an interview on this network, made it very clear that please, we can't be the ones who are holding responsible for it. So it's unclear why we are still consistently, even if you want to tell the people reasons that you don't believe they are true, be consistent with it so that we can believe what you are saying.
So what do you think? How do you think the public will react? Okay, so who do you think the public will trust more on the issue of whether Bui has problems, for instance? Will they trust Bui or will they trust the ministry?
Ordinarily Bui, because they are the ones who will give the ministry information.
Okay, all right. Then how about Ghana Gas? If on the issue of whether Ghana Gas has problems, will they trust Ghana Gas or will they trust the ministry?
Ordinarily Ghana Gas.
So we are getting to a point where people might start thinking that the ministry is lying to us or the ministry is not accurate.
Or there's
with their
miscommunication
information.
between the ministry and its sublets.
But I don't know how miscommunication can happen in such a clear way that I'm telling you I have no problem, but
Yeah.
what you are hearing is I have a problem. I'm telling you I am fine, and what you are hearing is I have a fault. or WAPCO is not supposed. Like, do you get it?
I get you.
Yeah.
I get it. Well, and one of the fallacies you learn is appeal to irrelevant authority.
That's true.
And irrelevant authorities here are we, Power Authority, and Ghana Gas Company Limited.
Yo.
They're the relevant authorities. They're the ones working in that particular sector. So you appeal to them. I don't appeal to any other person. They are the relevant authorities.
And still, the power cuts are happening big time. Yesterday, I
also
suffered
slept in darkness.
I suffered it painfully.
And it hasn't actually officially started.
No, but you see, that's a problem.
Starts on the 10th.
I'm not
Yes.
in the lane that they say I should be having that.
I'm just
why-
saying that, and it
why
hasn't
am I
actually
having the power cuts?
Ladies and gentlemen, let's
appeal
get
to the relevant authorities.
Let's get to the final. Let's get to the final for this morning. It's the final one I have here, and it's interesting. Subsidies on fuel totaled $3.1 billion in 10 years, and critics prefer spending it on development projects. You know the irony here. You're taxing us.
Yeah.
Then after taxing us, you say, oh, okay, the taxes are too much, so I want to subsidize it.
Yeah.
Okay? So you should have paid this, of which, 50% are taxes. Then you say, but I want to actually cushion you by deciding that this one that you should have paid, I will pay it for you. You get the funny
I
situation.
get your logic. You know that as far back as 2011, the World Bank did a report about our subsidies and also the interventions, social protection interventions. Subsidies on fuel was the worst kind. So his suggestion was that please don't go there. You're wasting people's time.
Exactly.
If you don't want to put the taxes there, don't put the taxes there. But don't put the tax and go back and pretend you are subsidizing a group within the group, which never works
This
anyway.
is robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Yes. And you don't even end up paying the poor because,
because my
the
own
target
money.
group never gets the
Exactly.
money.
Well, still on the front page, 100 RTI officers functioning nationwide upon Nkrumah, and NP reduces fuel margins to 9 pesos per litre. MP's murder judge threatens to dissolve jury over trial delays. Okay, let's get to an online news review. It's brought to us by Zenith Bank, in your best interest, and Goyle Good Energy.
Right, so life is always better when you have options, and Zenith Bank's POSs will give you more payment options. If you want to pay with Momo, go right ahead. If you want to pay with your Visa or MasterCard, why not? Enjoy the convenience of making payments with your preferred payment option on any Zenith Bank point of sale machine. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
Well, Goyle higher grade fuels have been tried, tested, proven, and accepted over the years as the most suitable for all engine types, including the latest vehicles with the most modern engines. In addition to these superior qualities, Goyle higher grade fuels are further fortified with the XP3 additive multifunctional enhancer, which is more efficient, eco-friendly, and sold at no extra cost. Goyle higher grade fuels come in Goyle Super XP Run 95 and Diesel XP, and sold in every Goyle station and not just selected stations. So fill up with Goyle higher grade fuels at Jibebia, Goyle Good Energy, Goyle Yedim. And this morning, Goyle is reduced in a litre of fuel based on the reduction in margins by the NPA. So a litre now is 6.05 cedis. It's been reduced from the 6.13 cedis to 6.05 cedis. 8 pesos taking away. Anyway, let's see what my journal line is saying.
Okay, just really quickly, some of the headlines. The hashtag Fix the Country. We can't guarantee that protesters will adhere to COVID-19 protocols. That's according to the police. And of course, that's on the upcoming protest that's being organized. Transport fares expected to go
We have
up
to come back to it.
by between 10 to 15% this Thursday. So this Thursday, transport fares are expected to go up. That's tomorrow.
Hey.
Reflections from the Lighthouse Part 2. Some missionaries reflect on their lives under Bishop Dag Hayward Mills. Okay, let's go to the BBC.
Brought to you by Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
I nearly gave up on driving out of frustration. What hadn't I done? Purging, replacing electrical parts, changing my fuel pump, and still, the engine noise in my car won't stop. Then I met this guy who said I should try Goyle Fuel. By the way, my name is Thomas, but